Okay, today we happen to be driving through Richland, Washington, and happened to see at the waterfront park there at Howard Amen Park there was a bunch of tents set up, and we seen some people walking around, some ladies wearing hijabs. So we thought, oh, this ought to be interesting. Let's go check it out. So basically, what it turned out to be was the pro-Palestinian folks have somehow convinced that they have something in common with our local Indian tribes. And so now how they did that, I don't know. But I suppose they probably used the idea that the Palestinians are being picked on, and the poor Indians, they've been picked on, so we have something in common, you see. So we thought, well, okay, let's go check it out. So they had about a dozen booths set up with tents over them and book tables and some of their propaganda. So we just walked through the place and talked to a few of them, and some of them really didn't have a clue what they were there for. I talked to one young guy, and I said, "Are you a member of the local mosque?" And he says, "No, I'm just a volunteer. My mom has a friend at the mosque." And so I thought, oh, that's interesting. So I took some pictures of some of his pro-Palestinian propaganda, and gave him one of our tracts addressing similar issues with Israel. And then we just went on through the place and tried to talk to a few of them. And it wasn't long before Peggy had given some tracts to some lady, and she took it, and they exchanged tracts. And this other gal had some literature as well. And but it wasn't long before somebody got all upset because we were asking questions that you're not supposed to ask. Most of these people had no idea that there was an Israel before 1948. They have the idea that the Brits came in there and the Americans, and they planted this new little land of Israel as though it's a new thing, and they bullied all the Arabs and Muslims out. Oh, for crying out loud, it's a tiny little nation, right? And it's surrounded by huge Muslim countries, but they're always complaining about that one little spot of Jerusalem. Now, Jesus said he was going to return to the Mount of Olives, so that was right during the time of Christ. So if you think this has no history, well, these people, of course, they don't believe the Bible. They have no idea what is in the Bible. So when you try to point out that Israel was started by King David, built a temple there, thousands of years ago, and the wall and the foundation of the temple still exists to this day. But they don't believe you, see, because they don't believe the Bible and these propaganda that the Palestinians put out. They poo-poo all that history. So anyway, after some of these people started getting upset, some guy came up to me with a keffiyeh scarf on his neck, and he grabbed me by the arm and said, "You're not welcome here. You have to go." And I said, "No, wait a minute, pal. This is a public park. We have First Amendment rights here." And then he pushed me, and then so I pushed back. And so we got into a little bit of a pushing match, and he said he was going to call the police. And I said, "Well, more power to you." So within a few minutes, 5 or 6 police cars show up as though there's a riot or something. But the funny thing about it, one of the ladies that had recorded a video of us interacting with these people made the statement to the police, and they told us this. Of course, the police are just doing their job, right? Trying to get to the bottom of it. And but they told the police that I was bullying this woman around, who turns out to be my wife. And so the police got quite a kick out of that, that I was bullying my wife. Well, we were in the same vehicle showing up and leaving the place. So yeah, it kind of backfired on them. But anyway, that's what you deal with when you're dealing with these pro-Palestinian Muslim types. Now, whether they're Muslim or not, most of these people don't have a clue. And but they use these type of events to stir up problems, and then they try to turn it around on you. So they win through intimidation. They will build a platform, and then if you question their platform, then they pitch a fit and call the police, as though you've come there to cause a riot. All you have to do is ask questions, and they don't have answers for most of the questions. So that's all you have to do, and the police show up. Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Hey, Dale. about grade 7. He lost his ground.
So this is what happens when you question the Palestinian folks that are having an event down here in a public park. You can't ask any questions because they get their feathers ruffled and then they call the police. So that's what this is all about. First Amendment rights doesn't work in a public park, apparently.